tour video. Anybody that watched my recent sub contest, I mentioned that I was going to do room change, and because I got some new equipment, and I'd also got a change of room, which I did a few days ago. A lot of you most probably think, well, what's changed, because I've literally changed it back to a bit how it was before, but let's have a look. So, no mini systems, still on the door, that's the way it stays. Let's see if I can, there you go, that's a bit better. For whatever reason it was bloody zoomed in. So there you go. So anybody who's seen my room before, this will be quite familiar. Just as you come in on the right, let me just turn head down. Basically you've got my IKEA, I think it's Bester, the Rangers, I think it's just as a basic CD stand. They're quite good because they're, you know, just a little bit over a CD depth. The shelves are nice and cheap, interchangeable, so you can use them as DVDs or CD shelving. So quite a few CDs here. I've got a few scattered in stacks that I've left out or lent out to people that need sorting and just putting back into order. Most probably a whole big sort round needed there. Pardon me for some of the mess. I mean, this is cleaner than what it normally is, but I sort of, once I'd finished, I tend to sort of slow down a little bit. So there's most probably little bits and bobs and mess all around the room that I could have tidied up, but I sort of haven't. My few little bits, anybody who knows me knows I love Star Wars. So I've got my few bits over there. I've got my Kokoboshi, I think it is, I can't remember the correct pronunciation, but basically made in Hong Kong, or I think it's somewhere in Japan, and usually you have to import them in, so they can go for reasonable amounts of money at the minute, especially if they're no longer available. My little minion, Simon Pegg from Shaun of the Dead. My Jabba Leia, again, which is the same as the Yoda import. My Spud Trooper, Mr. Potato Head Star Wars. Some little minions I got with the little angry ones from Despicable Me 2. As you see at the front, I've got some little miniature lightsabers. And then my M&M Star Wars that I imported from America. Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and Darth Vader. They did do a Darth Maul one, which I think was the which was quite cool, but I couldn't get hold of that one. Spud Tater, R2D Tater, all these great names for them. So you basically go onto my 4x4 Expedite, which is back over in the corner. There's Jimmy. Say hello, Jimmy. And my citrus mixtape chopping board, which I picked up from where I worked. Some of my nice little uplighters to create a bit of mood when it's night time and the main light's off. It's my Beatles box set. I quite happily got from Amazon Canada after being tipped off by go on the YouTube Facebook page about them having a mega offer on it. So basically $199 Canadian, equated to about 130 UK pounds, or a little bit less. And even with Amazon delivery and import, I paid about 170, 180 or something like that. And considering its recommended retail price is about $360, you can see it for about $320 in sealed new condition. Obviously you can get cheaper if it's been opened or something wrong with the box or anything. One of my latest grails that I managed to get hold of, seen this sort of before. I found the YouTube when I was looking at people's system videos. Guy had a really nice system, and his demo track was Wish You Were Here, from the David Gilmour live at Gdansk, and I managed to get hold of the box set a little while ago as one of the grails that I seem to have. So just my normal vinyl, and 10 inches and singles at the end, so my Kasabian and stuff like that's there. Some books, George R.R. Martin, so Game of Thrones, absolutely love Game of Thrones. It's the only book that's really hooked me from start to finish. I think when I watched the first season on Sky, I went out and got the books, and I read them from start to finish all the way through and just carried on reading. So obviously I slept and went to work between that, but yeah, I literally mornings on the train, evenings on the train, sitting at the train station, when I was at home, you know, at work, things like that, I'd be reading, so, which is kind of unusual for me. Anybody knows me that well, I'm not a big reader, I'm more of a film or a music kind of guy. Right, so one of my new pieces, this is my new set of PMC. They're British company. They used to do some standard speakers, and let me say this was sort of like an anniversary kind of thing, but almost showing what they can do is if I can get so these are the 21s. They're the babies of the whole range. They do a 21 and a 22, which is a bigger stand mount with bigger bass driver, and they do a 23 and a 24. The 23 is the stand mount version of this, which was kind of nice, but at £2,300 I wasn't stretching that far. And then the 24s are obviously the big monsters, floor standers. Sitting on my Atacama Aurora Nexus Aurora 6s, I think they are. You know, nice glass base design filled with purple atabyte, so it's a high density metal in the column to stop things like resonance and things like that. The one thing I will say about these speakers, they are absolutely phenomenal. I know I was talking to someone on the Facebook VC, and they posted that they had some KEF LS50s. I did borrow those LS50s and tried them against these. Anybody looking at the LS50s, don't hesitate, they're fantastic for the money. I think about 800 UK pounds, if not a little bit less, but obviously Europe I'm not sure. They look stunning, they are stunning, but in terms of detail and just imaging, soundstage, these just blow them away. And not to say that the KEF are bad, but I think they would struggle with anything. In recent reviews, this got I think the Bigger Brothers and everything won awards recently in What Hi-Fi and other magazines to be Product of the Year, or at least the best speakers within their categories, you know, their price categories and things like that. This was reviewed in one of the latest, no, the latest currently, Hi-Fi Choice magazine, and the reviewer said it's most probably the best speaker he's heard under £2,000. The only problem I had with them is they're a bit lightweight on bass, but they mentioned that in the review is something to do with the type of speaker they are, and I had that before the room change. Now it's not a problem, so I'll put the rug down. They're in a different position with a solid wall behind them rather than the wall with the window, but they are front firing ports, so they I think it makes much of a difference. The kefs, however, you could pretty much have as much bass as you wanted. Rear firing port, fantastic for that. So, you know, anybody looking at the kefs and they're just stumbling on their final decision, they are amazing, so don't worry about that. Right, my Samsung 55-inch LED smart TV. Usually don't touch Samsung, but these are the guys that have all the toys in terms of you know, licenses and everything for things like LoveFilm, Netflix, ITV Player, Channel 4 OD, BBC iPlayer, which might only mean things to people in the UK, but it's literally integrated on-demand services for your TV supplier. So, kept my little Atacama Europa 8, just took a few shelves off it, but my little Pioneer Blu-ray and my Sky HD box. You got obviously speakers coming too, if you didn't realise, when they're a stereo set of speakers. So my other PMC, my little Joanna floor lamp, which I absolutely love, and my Sanderson shade. Darling, if you didn't know, I have a thing for stripes. Right, on to another new piece. So if we go across here, I've got my 2x4, that's not my new piece, but this literally houses all my box sets at the moment, apart from the two that are behind me. So you've got my Iron Maiden down there, my Pearl Jam Versus and Vitalogy album, and my Who box set, Sabbath box set, and a few other things like my recent Oasis Master Plan box set, and all the good things. So, swiftly moving along, one of my new toys, anybody in America, or I suppose the UK now, should give this amp a try. It's, I suppose, depending on what your pocket's like, or depending on how cheap it is or how expensive it is. You're looking for this, it's around, I think it's $1,400 or £1,400, £1,500. I think in the UK you get it with the remote control, which is usually separate. I think in America it doesn't come supplied with it, so hence why it's most probably a little bit cheaper. I mean, the remote control is a beast. It only has up and down volume on it, but it's pretty much solid metal in terms of the construction. So I think it's machined out of one piece of metal with just a screw-on panel at the back and the buttons on it. So kind of basic, but I mean, this thing's hand-built, so you can understand why they're most probably the cost is there. It's most probably more familiar in the America, but it's Rogue Audio, and this is the Sphinx integrated amplifier. I mean, this is the baby again of the range, but I mean, if you look at it, it's kind of just a machine. I mean, you won't get this kind of build quality at anything most probably below £700-800, and even then, you know, it'll be hit and miss. A lot of it'll be plastic. You know, this is just machine metal front, metal case. You do see valves, but it is a hybrid amplifier, so it's a valve preamplifier stage with digital amplified stage. I couldn't believe it when I first heard it. I mean, I had my Musical Fidelity preamp, which was about £800 or £900. I think it was a DAC Bluetooth preamp. So at the time, it had everything I wanted, and with like £1,000 Arcam power amp on it. So you're looking separate pre-power of most probably value more than this, and this absolutely blew it away. The only thing I'm missing is a DAC, But the guy I get my hi-fi from, which is Divine Audio, which is based sort of borders of Northampton and Leicestershire, not too far from Kettering, that kind of area, in a place called Dysworth, which is a little village. He's just took on the distribution for Rogue Audio in the UK, and this was one of the first ones he had in the country. Flew over, seen the guys. I mean, these are hand built in America, so I'm hoping some of the American YouTubers will know it. But you know, they do anything this and upwards: valves, your preamplifier, power amplifier. I mean, this is the baby amp. There's two more above this, but I mean, this is stunning for the value. You know, chances are I'm very flitty at 30 and changing with my equipment. I don't think I'm going to be looking to change my amplifier or speakers forever now. I mean, you know, you never say never, but there's going to be something hard pushed for me to ever change. The guy who does this did say that there's going to be a new range of speakers he's bringing in from the same people, which sound really good. So you never know. PMCs might take a back seat if they absolutely blow them away, but to be honest with you, I doubt it very much. My baby has been here, my longest serving piece of kit, which is my Arcam FMJ DV29. So it's my DVD player, basically hooked up as a CD player, fully multi-region with a remote code, so you just open the tray, tap in a number and it's multi-region. This baby was about £1,600 when I got it. I did have a Arcam FMJ CD23, which was my CD player, and the laser I think went on it, and the laser mechanism wasn't a spare they could get hold of anymore, so I had to use this. Interesting thing is I used this with I used to have an Arcam RDAC and then directly into my Musical Fidelity, and it was fine as a CD player. You know, I was more than happy with it. I was a bit skeptical when I plugged this directly into the Rogue Audio analog, because I know I hadn't had the best of experiences in the past compared to my CD player. But you know, it's really good, to be honest with you. I mean, I am looking to change to get a dedicated CD player at some point, but this more than stands up against the music, and with how musical the amp is and the speakers are, you know, it's fantastic. So you know, that's basic part. The bits underneath my items, I've got some Nordos pulsar points under my CD player, and that is a 10 kilo granite slab, the ones that used to basically be under my speakers down there. Now I've got some little feet I need to put under the shoes, some little Atacama feet, and they'll go on eventually. As I say, I only just finished this on Friday, and yesterday was a lazy day, so as most of them are. So again, you've got another granite slab, and you've got my Analog Works TT1. This turntable is the brainchild of, again, Divine Audio. The guy sells Nottingham Analog and Fletcher Audio project turntables, and I mean, if anybody knows, he's quite familiar with the people who used to run Fletcher and Nottingham Analog for the past God knows how many years. Decided to take upon his own back that they weren't making a budget or a reasonable budget turntable, and when I say budget, I mean like sort of £1,000 or something like that, because their turntables start, if you go for you can get the baby Nottingham Analog for just under £1,000, I do believe, but I would start at the Space Deck at 1,500. And the Fletchers start at above £2,000. So I mean, you're looking at ply base, the aluminium platter. I think this in itself is like, I think it's 10 kilos or something like that, something quite stupid. I know it's very heavy. The pulley system and everything is the same as a Nottingham Analog. It's got a Origin Live arm on it, which is, according to the guy at Divine Audio, is most probably one of the best arms you can get in terms for the money. I mean, you get one of those things every now and again that's absolutely phenomenal for the price, and I mean, this is a £300 arm, which is sensational for the money. I mean, if you look at something, so maybe 600 quid, this would most probably match it. I'm going to try at some point to get a silver rewire for it, so get the arm rewired with the sort of recommended upgrade, so it's all silver one piece through the arm, and then most probably a dedicated phono and phono arm from the back of the turntable. The little, if you can see this is the Ugly Duckling. That is a London Decca cartridge. It's a high output moving magnet cartridge. Moving magnet, I'm pretty sure it's moving magnet. But it's phenomenal basically. I've had a listen to Autophon, Nakoka and London Decca on this turntable when I was lucky enough to test it for so long, and this cartridge absolutely blew me away. You know, it's phenomenal. The Nakoka had it on Lux. There was I think it was a Nakoka 500 that was absolutely gorgeous to behold. It looked sensational, but the London Decca Gold absolutely whooped it for sound for my particular taste in the system I was listening to at the time, and in my system now. You know, absolutely phenomenal. The only other thing I've really done is, you see those feet in the window, they're the standard feet that come with it. I've actually upgraded it to some, the only thing I know them as German feet, so it's a supplier's upgrade for most turntables, so just little feet. So in there it comes down and there's a little bearing sitting in the middle, obviously minimum contact for resonance and things like that, and on another 10 kilo granite slab. So other than that, it's my little light for dirt. That's actually a little colour changing LED as well, so I can adjust the colour on it. I think it's blue at the minute, sort of blue purple, to match my little cover. But other than that, you've got my DVDs, which has greatly been reduced. My DVDs used to fill that alcove top to bottom and two back, so I used to be monster DVD fan before I moved into the VC, and selling off a lot of my DVDs helped me buy a lot of my CDs, my vinyl. So again, back to Star Wars, my little Snow Trooper, my AT-AT, my ATST. We've got my Slaver one, which is a Boba Fett, Jango Fett chip, my X-Wing, and my Snow Speeder. So just general Star Wars, I won't say tut, but and this here, and just see it when I do get my DAC back. That's my little Hewlett Packard Ultrabook with a solid state hard drive that I will be running my my audio from through my DAC, so digitally. And it's my little table with my other laptop, Just having a game of Championship Manager at the minute. And of course, the chair. The chair is still here, the captain's chair. And I don't mean that saying I'm the captain. It is my lovely, lovely, lovely. It's not a recliner, but it's just a swivel chair. And I absolutely loved the style of it when I got it. So just perfect for my music room. Basically, I think a lovely chair just finishes everything off. And I finally got there after about 2 or 3 basic chairs and screw ups. I got this when I was out one day with my girlfriend, and she bought a 3-piece and a 2-piece suite for her living room, and I spotted this and I was in love straight away. So about a month later I went back and ordered it and got it delivered about 2 days later. So anyway, VC, I'll stop prattling on. I've gone on for 26 minutes plus now, and yeah, hope you enjoy it. I know I love a room tour, so if anybody else, please feel free to do a room tour video. If you want to tag me in it, I will quite happily check it out. Thanks, VC. Cheers. Bye.